Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're playing a little One Piece today. We're going to be piloting Red Green Luffy from OP13. I decided to mulligan that hand. It was really searcher heavy. We didn't find exactly what we were looking there, and we continue to not find what we're looking for. We have none of our mid-game pressure that we're normally looking for, which is unfortunate. And we're playing against Bello Betty, which is a matchup I've actually never played against. Once per turn, you may discard one Revolutionary Army type card from your hand. Give up to 3 of your Revolutionary Army or Trigger type characters, plus 3,000 power for this turn. Okay, so this is going to be a rush deck. Heals and draws a Lindbergh. Okay, so he's going to be coming at us hot and heavy next turn. Not really surprised they took that. Given the deck type that I'm facing, they're going to be discarding cards in order to give their guys a bump in power. Meaning that they're going to need cards to fuel their aggression. This is going to be a fairly fast rushdown matchup, I feel. And it's unfortunate that I was unable to find my mid-game plays in Sanji or Double Attack Luffy, because those are going to be necessary quite quickly, I believe, in this matchup. KOs are Nami using a Kuma, which is very rude. There's the Revolutionary Army ability. I'm going to choose to take this hit, even though I could quite easily get out of it, because I am looking for my mid-game plays, but we did not find it. There it is. Probably going to defend that if I had to guess. Which is fine. I'm going to go into the other one with this guy, just because we're gonna have to fight for the board for a while. And because I'm unfamiliar with this matchup, maybe I shouldn't have done that first attack at life, because they were pretty much guaranteed to take it. But I want to get them down to 2 life just for the end game. We do need to think about closing it out. Okay, plays an Emporio Ivankov. Finds a Lindbergh. We have double Gum Giant Pistol, which is interesting. Well, that worked out really well for us, actually. Well, there's the guy himself. We're going to deploy this. Didn't find what we were looking for, unfortunately. Only one target, which makes it nice and easy. We do have some stuff to do now, though. What do we want to do? We're going to tax this pretty heavily here, I think. Yep. Make him give me 2Ks out of hand, or just let it go. I'm going to eat this board either way. I want to starve this leader fairly heavily, I feel. Save that. Yeah, we're going to fight for board for a while, I feel. And we're sitting on 10k counter. Unfortunately, I'd like to be sitting on less counter. I just can't seem to find my mid-game plays. If it goes heavy at life this turn, we may end up giving up one of them just in order to search. We already are at 7 Dawn. The next one will be 9, but I'm not set up well enough to just slam the Rono Zoro with a deck that's going to be applying this much quick pressure. So we're just going to have to try and eat the board continually. It's thinking pretty heavy here. Let's see. We got an Inazuma that gets Rush. Character control other than this character has a power of 7,000 or more, this character gains Rush. So he's going to give one of these guys plus 3,000. Yeah, so these all go big. Good news is he's running low on cards. Kills my poor little Nami. Let's see, he's got 5 left. These are all going to be attacks. He's got 3 on this. It's going to be a 9. That's a 7. I just can't lose this. So we are going to take the first hit, see what we find. Yeah, see, I knew he wanted to go after this. It'll be 7 at a 4. That means I'd have to go 2-2-1 just to get it out of it. Sure. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you fire at. You're not getting anything else. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've played our little game here. Okay, we have to kill some board this turn. This is not a Straw Hat type crew character, so I can't give it to him. Goes 7 at this 5. Make sure it dies. So that tells us we don't think he's got a 2 and a 1 in hand. So if I go 6 at this, that's what, 4 Dawn? I'm not even going to go that heavy at it. If I eat his hand... See what's in your hand. Lets it go. Deploy that for 3. And he didn't have it. Okay, that makes our life way easier. I think we do have to deploy one of these, and we'll go end our turn. We'll say yes, we'll restand at dawn. Hopefully this lives. It's not going to make it through the turn, because I'm going to need to use it. But as long as he doesn't have a way to just eat it outright, and it restands me at dawn, that's fine. I'll probably just block the first attack he sends. But the fact is, we've eaten through a ton of his resources. The bad part is, we haven't established much of a board of our own, but I had to put too many Dawn here last turn to get this guy up. I didn't have the extra to play around with. I needed to eat that board. Alright. He's not going for lethal this turn, which is nice. Going to trash 1 card from his hand and rest the state of the top 3 cards of his deck. Is he going to do that? Can't use the leader ability this turn. No, you can eat the Garp. I don't need the Garp that bad. You can't do anything, bud. Okay, now it's going to start getting bad for him because he hasn't established anything. That's only a 3. We have outpaced him as far as board control goes. So now he's just in a lot of trouble. We're sitting on double blocker. We both have 1 life, but I've got 3 Dawn up, and I'm going to get 2 back with this Jewelry Bonnie. He's going to be able to KO one of them when he attacks. I don't know what's going to happen there. He's probably just going to kill one of the Bonnies on his attack, which is fine. He's got to recognize he's in a lot of trouble, though. We've got 2 good character attackers on board, and I've got Gum Gum Giant Pistol. So the game's pretty much over. He's going to have to kill me right here, right now. He reveals and draws an Inazuma, which has Rush. He plays a Karasu. He's developing a board, but he's too little too late. Now what you gonna do? Sure. GG, my man. Guess what? I'm gonna do it again. We are quite healthy. Oh no, he KO'd my Garp. GG to my opponent. Well played, sir. This was a pretty tight game. It got a little dicey there in the middle, but we did manage to find our way through it. He's sitting on one in hand, and I kind of figured we just had to survive the mid-game there. It's unfortunate it took so long for us to start finding our mid-game options, but just by having our searchers on board, we were able to fight with him just because he was buffing his own guys so hard. And the fact that we can restand Dawn with almost everything we do. Well, that was a pretty solid showing. My first game against Boba Buddy. I do like the way it plays, but I'm just a little too defensive because I'm not playing blockers most of the time to get out of this. It was nice that we saw him, but we saw him at the expense of not seeing our mid-game, so I guess it all worked out either way. All right, let's take a quick look at the deck. There you go. Monkey D. Luffy from OP13. We are playing 4 Searcher Nami, 4 Searcher Garp, 2 of the Nami that puts 1 Rested Dawn underneath a character or leader, 4 of the unblockable 2K Sanji, 4 of the 3-cost Nami that puts 2 Rested Dawn underneath a leader or character, 2 of the green Searcher Nami. Cut it down from 4 just for a little more consistency because Nami cannot search Nami, and we don't like when we whiff our hits. 4 of the 3-cost 2K Tashigi, just for a little anti-removal when it becomes necessary, searchable by Garp. Bonnie Blocker, searchable by Garp, using it to restand that Dawn. 4 of the 4-cost Zoro to restand 2 Dawn on play and restand himself into every turn, just so that we've got some nice early game pressure. 2 of the 4-cost Blocker Zoro, just a nice searchable 2K target. And then 4 of the best mid-game play the deck has in the Sanji that sets 2 Dawn as active, and 1 at the end of every turn. This makes it so that we can get to our late game plays, like this Monkey D. Luffy or this Zoro, and not worry about our leader ability not being online because we've used all our Dawn. The fact that this, and this all basically cost 2 Dawn at the end of the day makes it so that this Nami is just really Dawn efficient. This is the big gun, used to kill almost everything, but it doesn't have to be. We can pressure just fine with these 7K attackers. Rad Beam is in here just to mess up their count, and unlike most decks, it is searchable in ours by the 6 Namis in the deck. The only unsearchable card in Charleston. 4 of these, just to turn some of our bricks in hand into 2Ks, and then add an extra 2K on our Dawn counters. And then finally, Gum Gum Giant Pistol. We didn't really need it this last game, but a lot of the times it is what gets us there in the end. And it's good to be played on stuff like the Searchers, just to make a real efficient final attack. One of those guys plus a Dawn makes for a 9K attack, and that's 2 2s, and that's 3 2s about half the time. Or if you're going to one of the 6 or 7K leaders, it's a little less, but sometimes it's just enough, because we've whittled their hand away so effectively. But anyways, that's Red Green Luffy. Let me know what you guys thought. Let me know if there's anything I can do to improve. What do you think I did right? What do you think I did wrong? If you can let me know, I am trying to get better. We are grinding this deck on the ladder, just trying to show that we're it is efficient and it's a lot of fun, even in this current meta. I know a lot of people are getting bored with it, but it is worth playing. This is one of the fun decks. Give it a shot. I dare you to send me a list that you've tested as extensively as this one. And I think that's all I got. But as always, good games and good luck.